Y'all know one of the biggest things that played a role in stressing us out in life was living by man's time. And living by man's time is almost like at a certain age in our life, things were supposed to automatically happen. You finish school, you go to college, and by 25, in our minds, marriage and a career and your dream home and all that good stuff, right? And then, reality sets in, after you go through your school time, if you went to school or whatever, and all this time go by and you realize this list ain't checking off, at least for most of us. Can't speak for everybody. And man's time has literally stressed most of the people out in this world until we got introduced to God's time. You know what I'm saying? Kingdom time is what it really mattered. That's what really mattered in the first place, not man's time. This goes to show just how much God is in control, and God is the one that order our steps. Because see, man was trying to order our steps, but how man gonna order your steps when man don't even know who you are? They just mean people in general. They don't know who you are or what you got to go through. So, they put this stamp on life. They putting the stamp out here on life like everybody's going to end up in this same place when we're not. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's path is going to be different. But like I said, growing up in our mind, we thinking that we all going to be in the same place. And that was another way for that comparison to come into our life. You know how we like to compare ourselves. Why is this person over here and I'm still stuck right here? And why this person way behind me? Like, there go that comparison. Because like I said, nobody said it, but in our minds, it made it seem like everybody's supposed to be here. And if you're not there, you felt like a loser. Come on, man. Stressed everybody out. Well, still stressing people. And let me tell you about this. And that's how you know what man done put in our mind. That clock, that worldly clock, how it's still stressing us out to this day, even though we know that everybody not going to be in the same place, or we not going to be, where we want to be. And, one thing that I did learn, I'm just going to give some advice, is learning to be confident in God's silence. Meaning, when you pray for something and it ain't came up yet, just be confident in knowing that if God ain't responded or it ain't came to pass, that there are things still being worked out. Like I told y'all before, how I live life is, when I know God has made me a promise, I just put in my mind that day is on the calendar. All I got to do is keep working until I get to that day. Because that day is there. You see what I'm saying? And I find something else to do until this thing that I'm waiting for comes to pass. And it's hard. It's very hard because I had to rearrange my whole thinking process. So, and let me give you a quick testimony. So just like my platform, for those that's been following me, it's been growing and growing, right? See, this is something I wanted to do a long time ago, is speak to people. I always knew I was going to talk to people. But, in that time of that processing, it got frustrating because you ever know something about yourself and it's like, it's not happening. It's not coming to pass. And it's like, I know I'm supposed to be here. I know I'm supposed to be doing this. But then, through that process, through that time with God, I learned how to be okay with where I was, because I already know if the promise is there, it's going to come to pass. So what I used to do, I used to talk to in the mirror like I'm talking to an audience, getting myself ready to talk to a room full of people. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's so easy for me to get on here and just talk to people, because I've been practicing for years. So I just want to remind you to don't go by this world clock. Don't go by man's time. Go by God's timing, because God's timing is perfect for your life. And I'm being so serious when I say that, because I've had to go through that, of course, and I'm still going through it. But I find way more peace in God's timing than man's, because man put all these expectations on you. And, some things that we want in life wasn't ready for. 25 years old, let's just say, going back, and I think about a career or marriage or stuff like that, stuff I wasn't even ready to be responsible for, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So just think back about the things that you wanted at a younger age, and just think about how you would have managed it. Some people would have been okay, but if you would have been okay, you would have had it. You know what I'm saying? God don't give us stuff when we can't handle it, and if he do, it's to teach us something as well. You know what I mean? So God's timing is everything. Don't worry about man. Let me not, forget to mention this. Man's time has messed us up so much that trying to be patient and wait on God is like, it drives you insane. Most people don't have the patience because man told you supposed to been there by now. Come on now. You see what I'm saying? See how that done messed us up, that we don't have no patience. And now, as an adult, you're trying to learn this patience and walking and letting God order your steps. That's how bad this world done messed us up. Man thinking he know everything, or she, whoever, just operating by the world. People think they know every single thing. And now, that messed us all up to where, people are giving up on themselves just because man told you supposed to be somewhere. How you supposed to be there? How they gonna dictate that? That's why I say you gotta relax and go off God. Find confidence in his timing. This is something I can guarantee you. When you allow God to order your steps, I promise you're going to get where you need to be. I 100% guarantee you that. When you really allowing God to be the head of your life, not you trying to lead yourself, not man trying to lead you, but God, because God knows who you are. He knows where you need to be. He knows the experiences that you need, to empower you. Come on now, empower you. He know what you need to empower you for where you're, for your journey and where God is taking you. He know what you need. So I promise you, if you put God the head of your life, you will get to those places. Your heart desires will, be fulfilled. The things that you want. But you gotta be trusting and confident in his timing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take away where you think you're supposed to be. Because really, you think you know, but you don't. I'm going to close on this note. And I want you to catch these diamonds right here. If everything I wanted years ago, I would have got it. I wouldn't have managed it the way that I would manage it now. And if God would have put me before a bigger audience years ago, y'all wouldn't have got who y'all are getting now. You see what I'm saying? God made sure that anything that he was going to do in my life, he was going to get the full glory. And also I was going to receive some good benefits from it too. I'd rather be who I am now, coming before the world, than who I used to be. You know what I'm saying? Because who I used to be, it would have been just like everybody else, that shallow stuff. And now that I think about when I move into my career, I want people that support me to benefit from my career, not just me. Come on now. Now catch that right there now. You better catch them diamonds. Catch this now. Because the truth is, I used to do music. But if the supporters I would have had back then, you wouldn't have benefited from me. I would have been the only one benefiting. Why? Because you would have been paying for my music or whatever it is. But I wouldn't have been giving you anything that empowered your life. I remember when I used to listen to music, these, female artists. I remember that none of them inspired me to want to keep living. Come on now. And I'm telling the truth. None of them inspired me to want to keep living. They just inspired me to be in the world. But that was never my thing, so I ain't never follow up with it. But now when God took me on, took me his route, I realized, man, I'd rather be a living legend than just to be the life of the party. Come on now. I said the way God was taking me, it's gonna be a solid career and foundation, and my audience will benefit. My supporters will, not just me. Now that's great. Catch that. So this is why I say God's timing, God's plans, his way for your life. If you just trust him and go through the process, don't worry about man time. Don't worry about how old you're getting. If you allow God to order your steps, I promise you, you will not regret it. And you will love his plans, because God is an all-knowing God. How can he get it wrong? And that's what I want you to get in your head, like I had to. How can God get it wrong? So what, you ain't got the business like you want? So what, you ain't closed on the house? God's timing. Let him do his job. But you just continue to get up every day and put your work behind your faith. But let God rearrange and strategize things for you. God is God is the manager. Like he's the management. He's the CEO. Just allow him to manage you. Catch them diamonds.